Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking the third form Frieza that was a side banner unit on the full power Frieza banner and doing a showcase, seeing what he can do. I'm not gonna lie, I literally just recorded one. You're probably thinking, why are you recording one again? Because I used him on the Sworn Enemies category team, and even while facing an extreme unit, because I've done the Frieza event, because he's in a Sworn Enemy category support, Frieza was just doing ridiculous amounts of damage, and we didn't really get to build him up too much. If you didn't know in terms of how he works, he builds himself up a lot. You have to kind of wait a little bit. First feeling I had was kind of like a slow burner, but he has built-in additionals, so he's not a completely slow burner, but you do have to wait a little bit to get him where you want him to. So in terms of what he can do, you know, if you didn't pull the LR full power Frieza, you do have a substitute if you did manage to pull this guy. The Sworn Enemies category, key +3 HP in attack and defense, plus 130% lead, which is definitely not too bad again if you didn't pull the Frieza. I know it's not the LR full power Frieza you want, but this guy's not a bad substitute, especially for the fact he supports the same category as well, which is great for the fact he supports the category that's literally just been released. So, you know, I was going to say win-win, but if you didn't pull the Frieza, not really a win-win, but you definitely didn't completely lose. In terms of super, he does raise his attack and he does stack attack infinitely, which is going to be great. A lot of fun to be taking him into the Legendary Goku event. I'll wait to try that. Especially, just like the Krillin in 18, because he has Type Advantage as well, which means he should be doing ridiculous amounts of damage if we take him in there. He also raises defense for one turn as well by 30%, which is definitely not a bad thing. He causes supreme damage to enemy. His passive, he has a flat passive attack and defense plus 70%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 7% with each attack performed, which stacks up to 70%, which means you're going to have to attack 10 times in total. But don't worry, it's not super attacks, it's just attack. Even if you're not getting supers off, it doesn't matter, which you probably won't be having issues getting super attacks off anyway. And then he also has a high chance of launching up to 2 additional attacks. So he gives me Blue Vegeta vibes that transforms into SSB Vegeta, and he also gives me Vegito Blue, Fizz Vegito Blue vibes as well, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack. So that's a 50% chance to launch up to 2 additional attacks. The first additional is guaranteed, each of which has a 50% chance to become a super attack after that. Of course, that's without dupes. And then also he is a Sworn Enemies category support unit, giving key +3 and attack and defense plus 40%. So not a bad passive at all, a pretty good passive and a pretty decent support for the brand new Sworn Enemies category as well. So taking a Sworn Enemies category team, if possible, into the Goku event, if doable, should be a lot of fun, because not only is this guy going to get up to ridiculous amounts of damage, yes, he'll probably take a little bit of damage along the way like most units, but taking him in there while being a support to all the other units on this team, and supporting, of course, the full power LR AGL, or the LR AGL full power Frieza as well, on top of the ridiculous amounts of damage he'll do anyway, because Goku's a super class enemy and also a Goku enemy, which means he's constantly going to crit, means that Frieza's going to be doing even more ridiculous amounts of damage because of this guy right here. So I'm looking forward to doing that. His links are pretty typical Frieza links: Brutal Beatdown, Prodigies, Universal Most Malevolent, Shocking Speed, Strongest Guy in Space, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle. It's nice that he has big bad bosses as well, but I think after 17 all those years ago, I think a lot of units like this always have big bad bosses. Categories are not too bad either. Planet Namek Saga, of course, got a huge boost with Deceleration. Transformation boost, which is a good category. Wicked Bloodline, Terrifying Conquerors being the 2 big main ones to run Frieza units. And of course, Cooler units. That's where he's probably going to thrive quite a lot. Inhuman Deed, which is not a bad category. Space Traveling Warriors, which, by the way, I saw a Mars Ningen video the other day where he'd done Space Traveling Warriors without Bojack, because of the same name update. And also with introducing the new LR AGL full power Frieza, also this unit, it might be a little bit easier to do as well, on top of him doing that video without the Bojack, with them 2 units now being able to go on the team. So your boy hasn't actually done that mission yet on Legendary Goku event, so might be a video coming soon of me attempting to complete that while using these new units as well. So 2-in-1 vid there. So yeah, we might attempt that. And he's also on Gifted Warrior Planetary Destruction, of course, the new category Sworn Enemies, because he's also a support for that category. This is the team we're going to take him on, because as I said before, when I took him with the other Frieza, because he's also a support, we were just kind of flying through it. So I kind of need to prolong the Dokkan event a bit more. So I'm probably going to go into probably the UI or the SSB Vegeta event, and if we took LR AGL Frieza, he would do quite a bit of damage because they're super class enemies. So we've got him on a Wicked Bloodline team, still getting that 170% attack and defense boost, or HP and attack and defense boost, just like sworn enemies. We bought this Frieza as well for links, and also because he won't do as much damage as other units. We got this guy as well again for links, and we've got these two down here pretty much because again they won't do ridiculous amounts of damage compared to other two, and not to mention this guy is also a support unit giving key plus 3, and then let me say it properly, all allies attack plus 30% and extreme class key plus 3 and defense plus 40%. Yeah, if you have pulled this guy, you let me know what you think of him down in the comments, but I'm going to see what we can do right now, and I'm looking forward to stacking that attack up as high as we can. I probably won't be able to stack it up as much as I want to, but again, there's always legendary Goku events, so I can't really take him in there. But yeah, I'm going to see what you can do firsthand, and I'll see you in a sec. We've got one rotation immediately, which is nice. We can start building them up from the get-go. In terms of links, because we're only linked to coolers, we've got Brutal Beatdown, Strongest Clan in Space, and Fierce Battle. We, of course, we're going to put him up. We'll actually lose Brutal Beatdown. I mean, let me just keep this cooler in rotation because he won't do too much damage. But in terms of from the get-go, we're already on 131k attack stat, which is not too bad. It's not too bad. And the 62k defense. Again, he's not a slow burner in terms of needing to stack up, because again, you can, he does have built-in additionals. It gets that attack and defense plus 7% stacked up quicker to the 70%, but it's not as quick as others or some units I think we're used to stacking up with. But yeah, he's not a slow burner, but he isn't the quickest either, but he can get there quicker because of the built-in additionals. That makes sense. So 848k attack stat. Again, it's a bit lower than what we're used to, but again, this is a unit you kind of need to be patient with, because not only does he need to build up part of his passive, again, building up to that 70%, which we've got 2 attacks off there, so we've built up twice. We need to get another 8 attacks off. He also super attacked twice as well, which means not only is he raising his defense by 30% for 1 turn, but he's raised his attack by 30% twice there. Because again, he stacks his attack every time he supers. So we've actually raised it twice there, immediately while building up his passive, which is another reason why I think during the Goku event, he's going to be a lot of fun, especially if you are doing it in, usually when you have stackers on the team in terms of defense and etc. Like, for example, that AJL Cooler on this team is another good reason why you could probably do Space Traveling Warriors now without Bojack, because he stacks his defense, so does the tech one as well. But, in terms of Legendary Goku event, a longer drawn out event, if you're taking your time and prolonging getting deeper into the event, so you're spending more time building up your units, not only will you stack out his passive quite quickly, especially again with the built-in additionals, and if you're getting lucky, getting both of them off, and if you're getting even more lucky, and then not only getting one of them will probably be a super anyway, but getting even more lucky and the second one becomes a super, you'll be raising his attack stat maximum 3 times like a turn sometimes, but for the most part twice a turn, which is pretty good. So in terms of links right now, we've got everything off apart from big bad bosses, but of course we do need to be below, I can't remember what percentage of health it is. We do need to be below 80% health, so we would have every single link off, but we don't because we're not below that. So we have almost every single link off. And after 2 attacks, we are up to a 316k attack stat, and this is the second time he's come back. Again, because 1, he's building up his defense with his attack and defense with each attack performed by 7%, which means he's built up by 14% in that 1 turn. And he raised his attack by 30% in that 1 turn as well, because he attacked twice. I'm not gonna lie, maybe he's not that middle ground I was talking about. He's not slow at all, but he's... Nah, do you know what? I think I'm chatting was. I'm chatting rubbish. Okay, it's probably not the fastest because you have to attack 10 times when there's quite a few units that are lower. 1.4 million attack stat, which again, that's only going to go up. There are definitely units that are a lot quicker because you don't have to stack up to 10 times. And we just super attacked as well, so we attacked what? 3 times there, so we've actually stacked his passive up 5 times now, so only 5 times more. And we raised his attack twice because he super attacked twice. So he definitely isn't the quickest, because as I said, there are units to build up faster, just generally because they have to attack, what, 6 times, something like that. But with the built-in additionals and having the chance to launch up to 2 of them, while being able to launch both of them, or having a high chance of them both becoming supers as well, He's definitely not slow by any means. He can definitely build up his passive and that attack stat very quickly. And if you get dupes in this guy as well, obviously you won't be putting them all in additionals, you'll be putting them in crits. But obviously along the way, there are a few nodes, or whatever you want to call them, where you have to pick additionals. Because you're not going to pick dodge, or well, you might do, but you're going to be taking the additionals when you're not taking crits. Which means, think about it this way, in an ideal scenario, very similar to the Fizz Vegito Blue, by the way. Not only will he, imagine you super attack in one turn, he then gets the additional. He super attacks again. He then gets his second built-in additional. He super attacks again. Then your dupe system kicks in. You then get another additional. Guess what? It's a super attack. Can you imagine that as an ideal turn? He would have raised his attack, what, 3-4 turns? By 30% in that one turn alone? And even quicker getting his passive stacked? So right now he's got support. We have all of our links active. This time we don't have brutal beatdown. So we're getting, what is it? The attack plus 30% and defense plus 40% from the cooler. So after last turn and the defense up by 40% and the attack up by 30% from cooler, we're now on a 542k attack stat already, 107k defense. In terms of his defense, it's going to be, his defense is okay, you know, with the attack and defense plus 70% flat passive, and then stacks his attack and defense by 7% each time up to 70%. His defense will be okay for a side banner unit. He's up to a 2 million attack stat as well. But, you know, when it comes to the Legendary Goku event, which is where I really want to use him, up to 2.2 million. Yeah, where I really want to use him, he's going to be like a lot of units in game that don't stack defense, obviously, or have ridiculous defense. Another super attack, which means he built up his attack to that. Or he attacked, super attacked 3 times, which means in total it was 30%, 30%, 30%. Oh, damn. But yeah, his defense is going to be okay. It's not going to be, you know, ridiculous amounts. So when taking him in Goku event, you do have to slightly be careful, because, you know, he's not going to have the highest defense. Like a lot of units in the game, like, let's be honest, who don't raise their defense or have ridiculous defense numbers and stats. His attack is going to be absolutely ridiculous, which is going to be quite a big thing for him in the Legendary Goku event. And not only that, if you take him on a Sworn Enemies team or on a Wicked Bloodline, Terrifying Conquerors, etc., where you're going to have Frieza units and things like that, you know, he's going to be supporting them huge. Having no Sworn Enemies category units on the team. Or if you take a full Sworn category team, he's going to be supporting all of them perfectly with, you know, I say perfectly, but very well with Ki plus 3 and attack and defense plus 40%. Which is huge. Because not only has he got a pretty decent passive and he's a pretty decent unit with his kit, he's a good support for the brand new category in the game. I mean, fair play, this is a very, very good side banner unit. I heard good things, but I'm impressed. This is a very good side banner unit. I didn't really want to get this, but we can kind of avoid super attacks for the most part, which is good. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed. These side banner units, again, just like the free-to-play units, the side banner units over the last couple of years have been very good. And this Frieza is definitely up there. I don't know in terms of who's, like, the best. You know, I don't really pay attention to side banner units like that, but this Frieza is actually really, but to be fair, I didn't really pull that many of them along the way, because one, I was skipping a few banners. Even before that, for some reason, the side banner units are more difficult to pull than the Dokkan Fests. So yeah, but this Frieza is actually, he's pretty good. I'm impressed. He's pretty good. Terrifying Conquerors and Wicked Bloodline just got a whole lot better with these 2 new Friezas from this celebration. I forgot it's another 2 turns. We're on 10%, it's fine, we're almost done. Avoiding the super attacks as much as possible, unless of course we get additionals, but he's a pretty good side banner unit. I'm impressed. He's not really stacked up yet. He's what, up to 7, 8 times he's attacked, which means he's got to attack 2 or 3 more times. Which we'll probably be able to see because of the built-in additionals, regardless if they're supers or not. We just won't be able to see him afterwards, which is fine, because we should have a glimmer of 1 attack while he is fully built up. But again, as I said, I'm impressed. He's a good unit. But right now, he's on a 921k attack stat. No support. All of his links, apart from Brutal Beatdown, is off. I'm gonna put him up front just in case. I don't think we will. I will also pop this as well so I can keep big bad bosses active. I think we're okay. I don't think this Frieza will kill Goku here. But his attack stat is ridiculous right now. 921k. And that's only going to increase even more if the event was drawn out. Because again, he stacks his attack. He's a good unit. He's a good side banner unit. I can't lie. Damn it, Frieza killed him. But I mean, in terms of, you know, his passive, we only need to attack, I think, what was it, 2 times? I think it was 2, because I'm pretty sure we attacked 3 times then. And we're on 5. Yeah, we're up to 8. So, in terms of his passive, because it only increases by 7%, he only would have got a little bit better after attacking those 2 times. It's mainly that attacking the raising the attack stat infinitely, which was raising his attack stat that high, obviously. But the fact that he has he has built-in additionals, and he has a high chance of them becoming super attacks, makes him stacking his attack stat up so much easier, so much quicker. I mean, you can get it through. I mean, even there, we went through a Dokkan event and got him almost up to 1 million, and we didn't even kind of prolong it. I mean, we kind of did, but we still went through it pretty quickly. It means you're getting his passive up and raising his attack even quicker because you have built-in super attacks, built-in additionals. Yes, they have a chance of becoming a super attack, but it means you have a chance of them, that attack getting raised even quicker, which means, I said, the Goku event's just going to be so much fun running him in there, especially with the new full power Frieza. He supports that man's as well. This is a very good unit. I'm impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed. As I said, let me know if you've used him, if you have pulled him, and what you think of him. I think for a side banner unit, he is great. But do let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace.